Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the finest Dawn of War Unification casts this side of East Yorkshire. And today we've got a 1 vs 1 on Blood River. On the southern side, as the Orks, we've got Vrax. On the northern side, as the Death Guard, we've got Kubini. Kubini will be opening with a couple of Nurgle cultists, a Temple of Disease and a Scourge Generator, whereas Vrax is going to go for a couple of Slugger Boys, a Grot Squad, Plasma Generator, and a Boys Hut. I've seen quite a lot of Orks recently on the channel, but I suppose that makes sense as it is indeed Orktober. And yeah, it reminds me that we did play a couple of spoopy and scary games recently on the Discord on the past Friday that has gone by. So do expect some really decent Halloween-themed games up and coming on the channel. Maybe this week, or maybe I'll save them for close to the actual spooky day just because of, you know, engagement and ad revenue and stuff. I'm a sucker for money. I will do disgusting things for money, boys and girls. But not that disgusting. As long as it's Dawn of War themed, that's my main motto. So Death Guard, they've gone for the second company opening, which means that their commanders, like the Plague Lords and the Malignant Plague Caster, anyone nearby them, they've got like a little aura that reduces the overall armor of people nearby, and their vehicles also have a health drain of anyone nearby. So expect to see a whole bunch of rhinos just charging into the ranks of the Orks just to do AoE damage to them. We shall see. Also, sad news for people who really like the Death Guard in this current patch. Not much in the way of buffs have been sent towards them. Off the top of my head, the early game infantry is a little bit cheaper, and the plague bearers, little demon people that they can get, are a little bit lower health in the early game. And then as the game goes on, they get more upgrades, they get significantly more health. Which I was hoping that would be the kind of thing for all of the units for the Death Guard, really. I've got lots of theories and opinions about the Death Guard and how I think they should run, but obviously I am just a caster and my opinion means naught in the grand scheme of things. That's fine, I'm just here for the spectacle. I'm here for the grand things. Poxwalk Slave being beaten back by the Shooter Boys, but that Plague Lord is going to be quite a scary thing for the Shooter Boys to deal with. He's just an indomitable man. No one's going to slow him down because he's already slow enough. So that's what he's going to do. Do have the... Oh dear, it's just... Poxwalk Slave's been bullied on either side of the map at the moment. Got the Big Mech also joining these... Well, I mean, not joining them. He's nearby, but he could join them if he wants to. Got double Nurgle cultists coming on over to see what they can do. And armed with their shotguns, but shotguns with no knockback. Going to charge into close combat, see if they can deal with these guys. Lickety split, although that Big Mech is quite a tall customer as well. So very brave for them. One squad actually just going to completely ignore them and try and go down over to this relic to capture it. Already got a Feckle Nullmaul in placement. If the... In fact, to be honest, the Nurgle cultists could just probably just walk by these guys and hide behind this place. Got some Assault Plague Marines, which are relatively quick Death Guard unit. Got a nice little charge speed boost to get them into close combat relatively quickly, although still not able to charge up their attack animations fast enough. Also not got any ranged weapons, so as they're charging after people, they don't get any damage going on there. Plague Lord engaging Glorious Hand-to-Hand combat with the War Banner, casting some sickness on top of him to make sure that his health is nice and steady. But yeah, an early loss of a War Banner, a major problem for Vrax here. Big Mech going to fall back and see if he can provide some support, as we do have some Slugger Boys inside the base, but being ripped and teared apart by the Assault Marines. The one problem for the Death Guard as well is that, unlike a lot of factions where they bring out their units and maybe there's like 3 or 4 of them, whenever a Death Guard early game unit comes out, most of them, I mean, the Nurgle cultists, they come out in 3s, and the Assault Plague Marines come out in 2s. I think that's the same for the ranged variants of them as well. So, quite like this, that one unit, but they're starting to split themselves up naturally. Very nice tactical stuff. One dude being thrown away and then exploding in a puff of green, pustulant smoke. And while a decent assault, they have managed to decap and destroy all this stuff around here, so a very nice assault from the Death Guard. Can now fall back to this Feckle Nullmaul, which will be quite a difficult thing for the Orcs to deal with. And have you actually got... You are nearly charged enough to be able to throw out another tree. Once that bar builds up, basically spaff over someone and another tree comes out. And eventually then this one then decides to peace out. There's always one tree, but where that tree is, it changes over time. Big Mech teleports back over here, keeping away from that unending assault from the Death Guard. So very nice stuff from them. But will beaten back by the mass of firepower. Now going to go for those big shooters. So no chance they'll be winning a firefight anytime soon. What else are you going to go for at the moment? Only one squad. And unable to get into tier 2 until you build up that. The Death Guard equivalent of an armory. Completely forget what it's called. The Gift Repository, that's what it's called. Which is a bit of a pain. Hey ho. Second Feckle Normal about to pop. Where's he going to go? Ideally want him here. Yes, that's exactly where he's going to go. Right there. And now that's 2 trees to deal with. A virulent forest spawning forth. Now a second squad of Assault Plague Marines just sprinting on down. Big Mech being left alone onto this side. Watchwalk Slave going to try and dance this tree back into full health. And it's a real big fist fight. Orks really want to keep at a distance, but the Death Guard not letting them have this. Of course, like I said earlier on, that Plague Lord is reducing the armor of anyone nearby them, so the Assault Marines able to slice and dice them with relative ease. Haven't gone for any of the upgrades at the moment. Of course, that does require a gift repository. All do slightly different things, which I'm not going to go into unless, of course, they go for the upgrades. I don't want to do the menu and then pop up the texts because I just don't want to, okay? Leave me alone. Plague Lord throws some health regen on top of these guys, allowing them to retreat with a couple of models maybe potentially been spared. Always a dangerous thing, engaging in a firefight and a fist fight over on this side as you've got to cross that negative cover, which also has a slowing effect. 2 trees still standing. Big Mate teleports quite aggressively. Might be able to potentially get this. Current economy is 104 and 10 compared to 74 and 20. So huge economic gains for the Death Guard at the moment. Look at normal being destroyed, but that was a free one. So nothing been lost there really. It doesn't look like the Death Guard are going to be able to fend this assault off at the moment. Too many big shooters for them. Also going for, there's the gift repository. Tier 2 now on the way. Second Scourge Generator. And I assume Rhinos, as I mentioned earlier on, throw them into close, well, not close combat. The tanks, they can't fight in close combat, but you know what I mean? Just put them nearby and allow that additional health drain to do the job. We'll have to sacrifice their listing post and the relic for the moment. But I suppose that works in their favour because it is slowing the Orks down. The Orks started pushing. They could do quite a lot of damage at the moment, but no, they're just going to focus on bashing the economy and gaining that map control advantage. Orks 2 war banners away from tier 2, so they're actually going to be quite behind in tech for a little while. They don't have the money to build up any more war banners neither. Oh dear, that's 3 war banners and the pile of guns over on the left-hand side, quite far away from the base. So it's going to be a difficult thing to defend if the Death Guard catch wind of it. I've gone for some upgrades. Shame. Can I see what upgrades I went for? No, I can't. That's a shame. I assume it was health upgrades. That would be what I would assume that would be. Let's can't really push into this place too much, as the listing posts do have that Plague Belcher on it. Basically acts as a flamer. And now going to go for that Bane Pit. It's a vehicle-heavy composition. Is what I imagine the Plague Doctor is ordering here. Big Mech. Oh! Thinking I was going to retreat, but deciding to instead go on this side. Seeing if they can take care of the outwards listing post. We're seeing the Nagel Cultist going for some capping of the critical locations. As that is on at the moment. Oh, I see. That's the upgrade you went for. The Assault Plague Marines being able to jump at people. We saw him do a little bit of a Superman kind of thing there before then almost dying. But yeah, maybe Assault Plague Marines is the way forward. I've got some Blight Grenade research on the go. It'll all be a question of what you research here, but I suppose a little bit behind in the power resource, as you have gone for quite a few upgrades, and they are quite expensive. A third Scourge Generator. Sorry, my mouth is not working today at all. Also going to go for a Corrupted Plasma Batteries. And there's the Bloated Rhino. That's what I wanted to see. Will also help these Assault Plague Marines getting into close combat as well. So a wonderful build order from Kubini here. Oh no, okay, you've gone for a Mace of Contagion, so I suppose I will now have to find out what you do. You, nothing fancy, just good against hard targets. It's effective against armor. Not much armor, but wonderful throwing of that Blight Grenade there. Large expanse of AoE damage, also damage over time as well, I imagine. It's not bad stuff overall. Second one goes on. Not quite getting everyone, but I suppose the Orcs are now just moving inside it. Probably thinking, it's green, therefore it's good. green is best, as the Orks would say. One blooded rhino, two blooded rhinos, and a third one? Yes, a third one. Is there a limit to the amount of blooded rhinos you can get? I don't think there is. Some factions do have a limit of 3. It seems like these guys don't really have that. Big zap, stopping one of them, but not both of them. The submarines are starting to just walk the rest of the way, and walk they shall. And yeah, you come out with not only a shooty bit, but also a plague belcher as well. So 2 weapons in total. Damn fine rhino indeed. A lot of factions will just have just a casual bolter on it, but no, these guys come out with 2 weapons and also the AoE damage. Tank busters there. Now you're in tier 2. That's good stuff for you. You've also got that massive infantry as well, so no morale damage will really be done to them. Also health regen for the squad that the big mech is attached to. Focusing on the listing post, which is questionable. You'd probably want them to have 1 blooded rhino focusing on each shooter boy squad. Assault Marines just standing around doing not much. No infiltration detection to spot those tank busters. Would like to see some flies from the Feckled Null Maul or a Malignant Plague Caster. Everyone now jumping inside the big mech shop, which is another upgrade that the Orks have had in this current iteration of Unification. I do believe that's the case, can't quite remember. Allowing them to jump inside and then popping out on the other side will help them avoid mischief and mayhem. Blood Rhinos, all of them been taken out by those pesky tank busters. And not much really been won or earned by the Death Guard here. We've lost a fair few units and models, and the Rhinos as well. Definitely need that Malignant Plague Caster, and here he comes. Also quite a powerhouse when it comes to range damage. When he throws a bomb, well, it's not a bomb, it's a spell, boofer, whatever you call it. Basically hits every single model inside the squad. So quite a lot of damage in the grand scheme of things. Everyone jumping inside the Rhino before beezing away. I mean, that I don't know if the Death Guard know about the stuff going on over here. Also, oh, beautiful zap on that bloated Rhino there from the big mech that teleported over. I don't know if they know about this circle of gubbins that would be really good for them to bash open. I've also got some knobs from the Orks. I don't think the Death Guard really want to engage them in close combat. I think they'd win, but they've also got a lot of fire support as well, so I don't think they would win. Looking for some Remorseless Warriors for additional health on everyone. It's not looking all that favourable for the Death Guard at the moment. Yeah, those tank busters really doing the Death Guard in there. Everything that well, I suppose the Orks in general are a very, very strong faction. Definitely in the top 10 in my books in Unification. Definitely the top 3 in every other iteration of Dawn of War. Got an answer for everything. Very flexible and adaptable they are, but a couple of blooded grenades causing them some issues. And the Death Guard still doing alright. These submarines not dying as quickly as you would expect. Showing the tanky nature of the Death Guard when they get those upgrades on the go. A botfly flying on high just to avoid any kind of close combat shenanigans. Although questionable, considering that you only come out with las cannons. Just send this guy, send him over here. That's where you want him to go. Oh, did you hear me? Yes. I've got the powers of the warp. I'm reaching into the past, boys and girls. I've casted so many Dawn of War games now. Oh, they just no. Oh no, never mind. It's not going to do it. I haven't quite upgraded my powers just yet. Give me another year or two, and you'll see that power amass. Still, those tank busters. Need to sort them out. Now been spotted by the Malignant Plague Caster. Throwing in something over there. Zap on the Blood Rhino. Is that a zap? Yeah, you're not firing. That's a problem. Assault Marines can't quite get past tank busters. Not many more models, and they are also taking a bit of a beating at the moment. Blood Rhinos focusing down them. And how have you done it? Death Guard, every time I play you, I die really quickly because my models die. They're not very tanky, but Kubini. To be fair though, Kubini and Vrax are very, very skilled and experienced players. They will know things under the bonnet that your average player and average caster like myself doesn't really know. If it's not Orks, Necrons, or Space Marines, I don't really know the absolute in-depth of how the factions work, which is my unfailing, but you know what? I'm a grown man, I've got a day job, leave me alone. Tier 3 on the way for the Death Guard. Current economy is 112 and 66, compared to 161 and 40, so the Orks massively benefiting from having both the relics on either side. And they are now within Tier 3 territory. Got that 75 squad cap. You can now also... There we go. Tier 3 on the way, so Death Guard will still have the slight tech advantage. But still, now double tank busters. Need some flies to just be out and about. The Death Guard don't have exactly amazing infiltration detection, but the Slugger Boys have been taken care of. Assault Marines on the back lines as the Malignant Playcaster throws some more poisony stuff out and about everywhere. But a huge zap right in the middle, getting all three of those rhinos. Now there's tank busters. It's shooting season. It's like duck hunting season, really. You can now do whatever. Blood rhinos being activated once again. Going to hold back these guys as the Death Corps fall back. We've now got a Desecrator. Powerful artillery cannon right in its middle. Much like, it basically functions the same way as the vanilla Chaos Space Marines crab vehicle does. So I assume it's a little bit more tanky. Yeah, Tier 3 about to finish. Plague Lord back on the field. Going for even more health upgrades. Can the Orks really actually break through them? Not entirely sure. Desecrator also got a missile launcher as well. And an autocannon. So basically it's I would say probably a better version of the vanilla Chaos Space Marines crab vehicle. All the tank busters been massed over on the northern side, so they're just going to be chased around. Huge explosion from the Desecrator, keeping the shooter boys on the back foot. Big Mech teleports around to provide some firing support, and now, surely the Death Guard have now seen this treasure trove of tech buildings that they should absolutely make their #1 priority to take down. Plenty more bloated rhinos where they came from. Also, very cheap as well. And a cesspit, so actually attempting to go for, what would you be? You would be Terminators, question mark. I know that you get Mortarion. Do you get Mortarion with the tech path that you've gone for? I don't think so. Either way though, if you go for the Land Raider as well, never a bad shout neither. Rhino's now just charging down onto the southern side towards the Orc base. We are seeing some flash gates and the traditional Mad Dot combo. Also some looters as well. Looters do have access to some more anti-tank. They're basically flash gates, but more anti-tank orientated if you give them their weapon upgrades. Desecrator being absolutely hounded by these tank busters. MVPs of the match so far. And the Death Shroud Terminators coming out in packs of 2. Can come out with a grand total of 3. Those guys do so much damage in close combat if they can get into close combat. A damn fine model they are. Man Reapers slicing through those knobs. Blood Rhinos now coming back on over. See if they can defend their half and home. Wartruck zooming out of there with his speed ability. That Big Mech constantly just throwing in those big zaps to hold back the bloated rhinos. Plague Lord now joining the Death Shroud Terminators. And they're such a powerful unit, but it takes them so long to actually get involved in anything. I've got flash gates and the looters in prime position. Also one differentiation between looters and flash gates is that they've got to stand still for a little while before they're able to fire, so definitely got to make sure that they are positioned correctly to get the maximum juice out of them. What's coming from the cesspit? Nothing else, just some chosen Plague Marine squads now. There's some decent fire support. But can they stand up against the flash gates? I don't know if they can. Death Shroud Terminators attempting to get involved with these guys. Throwing some sickness on top of them to help them with their health regen, but yeah, coming out in packs of 2 really does them a disservice. That malignant playcaster being respawned. I assume that the assault plague marines have been taken care of. Also a big boom somewhere. Where is it going to go off? Right in the middle. Dear oh dear. Death Shroud's managing to stay alive a little bit, but beautiful placement of a bomb from Vrax. Now got the malignant playcaster about to finish. Plague Bear's Crawler, wonderful artillery piece. Quite long range, fairly accurate. And when it hits, my goodness, does it hit. Hits everyone, also does damage over time as well. It's a high value when it comes to your artillery choices. Big Mech comes in, another zap in there. My goodness, that Big Mech value has been remarkable. The micro from Vrax in this game, absolutely astounding. Manages to break him down. And to be fair, you know what? It's a quite difficult matchup for the Death Guard, especially in the late game, as that's where the Orks really, really do shine with all their options in Unification. But I did not expect to see the Death Guard being as tanky and as resolute throughout the game as they have been. Shame that the Blooded Rhinos weren't really used to the maximum potential because of these tank busters. I think the flies... I mean, I suppose one problem with the Death Guard is that unlike the Space Marines that can get their server skulls from their listing posts, the flies that they get to detect infiltrated units come from the feculent null mauls, which, you know, is just not as efficient as using your listing post to get those units. So, I don't know, maybe some problems there, but definitely a damn fine showing from the Death Guard and a wonderful victory for Vrax there, showing what the Orks can bring to the table. So yeah, so cheers Vrax for sending that game into the Discord, and if you want to support the channel, have a look at the old Patreon. £1 a month gets you once a game a week, and there is also Discord where Discord things happen. Links in the description as always. My name's been Mr. Landshark, pleasure's always never short, and I will see you in a bit. Peace.